Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's no place like home. Welcome to Kansas Motor Speedway for the last race in round number 2 of the Revolution Cup Series presented by Anarchy. You see, Harvick was our race winner last week at Martinsville, picking up his third win of the season, which is the second most in the league this year. And we look at our updated point standings. Heathen and Malukas currently sit under the cut line in danger tonight. And I will say this now, there are some technical issues going on right now the league is trying to figure out. See, I'm also having some issues again. We've had this problem the past couple weeks. Thought we had a good week last week, but momentum couldn't carry over for us this week. Um, but our current playoff standings going into this last race, Cone currently leads with 3,137 points, and behind him is Harvick by only 3 points back. Both of those drivers have already advanced to the round of 8 with wins at the Glen and Martinsville. Shifter close behind with Ovo, who are the only drivers to eclipse 3,100 points this round. We go further down the punching order here. SP and our LRS are not racing today, so that leaves the door wide open for Heathen and Malukas, so that if they both can have a good race, they could put in a good shift here at Kansas, they could knock both of them out. And we will see them both advance on points. Now, obviously, there are a couple guys who are safe. Shifter, Ovo, both well safe and will be advancing. Trash Cans should be safe as he is racing. Same with Meso. But as you can see too, as we go into this last round of races, this round of 8, we see a couple big races. We got Charlotte, then we go back to Charlotte for the Roval, and then Texas is our cutoff race for the round of 8, and 4 drivers will be eliminated after that round. Yes, you heard that right. 4 drivers. So the stakes will be raised even higher when we go to Charlotte, when we go to North Carolina and Texas over the next few weeks. Now, like I said, there have been some technical difficulties everybody's trying to work out. League is doing roll call right now to make sure everybody is ready to get moving. There was qualifying held a couple minutes ago. Cone picks up the pole. It is his 6th pole of the season. That is a league high so far this season. The next highest is 2, which is shared by 3 drivers. Shifter has 2 poles, Lucas has 2 poles, and Meso has 2 poles on the season. Nobody even remotely close to Cone when it comes to qualifying. He's done a great job this season. This is his 18th start. He has not missed a race and has qualified on pole 6 times out of those 18 races. He leads the league in wins. He leads the league in stage wins. He's got the most top 5. He's tied for the most top 5s, and he's only a couple top 10s behind the league leaders. he's a guy who's going to run up front every single race. He's definitely the favorite for this race tonight, as he is still, in my opinion, the hottest driver in this league, having won 3 of the last 6 races. As you can see, ever since the playoffs started at Dover, he won the opening race. He won the opening race of round 1. He won the opening race of round 2. He puts himself in a great position early, wins first race of the round, and he can just cruise the rest of the time. But tonight, he's going to be digging for those playoff points and get the gap for round number 3 set even farther than before. Some more technical difficulties. Again, we love this. I'm going to take this time to also reset my game. So hopefully we can get a clean slate. Once again, I think we need like Jeopardy music or something to get going. That'd be great. You know, just get something going. Elevator music for our time right now. Well, you know, I hope everybody's having a great night. No, I am. I hope everybody enjoyed the Clash tonight. Clash was tonight. Hope you guys were able to tune in for that and enjoy that racing. I thought it was pretty entertaining. Still, let's see. Hopefully this reset worked. So the first lap will be a formation lap for this race. All the drivers know their starting positions, so the first lap will be organization of the field. Hey, there we go. We are in. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in. Oh, and that is not a good sign. That is not a good sign whatsoever. Cars just all over the place. Ooh. Well, okay, this is... Hopefully this all subsides. Because that... this is not the racing I think any of us wants to see. Let's see, back to 16. Alright, we are currently trying to figure out a solution. We apologize for the delay. Yeah, I should create like a... Hold on, I'm gonna do something real quick. This is gonna be great, folks. This is gonna be great. Just hold your horses. There we go. There we go. Now everybody knows what's going on. See, the message has been sent across the entire broadcast. Everybody can see. Race was supposed to start at 11:15, but you know, here we are. It's almost midnight. Alright, let's see. Let us in. Let me in. Please let me in. Nah, okay. Oh, we are in. Okay. Alright, we are in, and the green flag is waved. We are waving the green flag. Yep, okay. Heathen is going to have the lead momentarily. So as Heathen has pole position, Cone and Harvick behind him. Harvick and Cone diving underneath into turn 3 and 4 here. Cone looking for the lead, 3 wide coming down the front straightaway. Door to door with Heathen. They are 3-4 wide down the front stretch. Cone running the low line here. Trying to get the slide job. Heathen having to let up, gets into the front of the 48. And oh, they're bumping! Trash can and Drake into the infield. One car's around, another car. A lot of cars involved in this wreck. Are Denny involved? I believe Meso was involved. That all stemmed from the slide job by Cone coming out of turn number 2. Heathen having to let up, got into the front of the 48. The 48 had to check up. An accordion effect happened behind them. Sent the 55 and the 12 down into the infield, where multiple cars ended up spinning and getting damage and caution coming out. Here we go. We're going to drop the green flag on the restart. Harvick and HD are going to lead the way. Harvick's going to have the lead, with Cone right behind him. Ovo in the 31. Driving hard. Great drive to get up the field by Ovo. See the shifter in the 5, using the middle lane. The only driver there is Cone is going to slide up the track out of turn 4. Harvick still has the lead. Oh, Cone coming back up the track after driving on the apron, goes door to door with the 48. He gets loose, is able to save it. A great job by the 18 to save that car. That could have been disastrous for him. So we see the 31 and the 5. Well, the 77 getting up into the wall there. Squeezed up there. I believe it was the 48 who squeezed him. Get back up to the lead. A group of 4 cars here. All right under a blanket. And oh, couple drivers getting loose out of turn 4. Bit of a wall scrape there, I believe, by the 5 and the 31. Harvick goes down to the bottom of the track. Tries to slide up. That wall pop by the 31 and the 5 has closed the gap for the 48 and the 8 to get up here and start battling for this lead. The number 8 being Tyler Cubs, a driver we haven't seen much of this season, as he only had a part-time slot. I'm gonna let you know how many races he has raced this season. This is being his 4th start of the season. He has 4 stage wins on the season as well. Just to throw that out there. Oh, look at that. We're getting a co-host today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's right. he goes offline. Forgot about that. And you see Shifter. Shifter, the only one down on the bottom. Turns 3 and 4. Slides back up. Drake, gotta shout out Drake here, driving up into the field. He's currently 6th. Really working that bottom line. Making his way up there. Heathen's going to retake the lead. As he's going to drive high. See Tyler right on the 16's bumper. He's going to fall back. Doesn't have the momentum coming out of 4 that he would have liked. Is going to get passed by Harvick for 2nd place. That top line is really dangerous here. You see the 5 scraping the wall a little bit. Hello, INF. You've not missed much. I do need to send you an invite. That'll probably help.
Oh, no, I'm already in. The game was... I was able to join.
Oh, that's right. They did public lobby, yeah. Yeah, a lot of technical difficulties.
Yeah, so it seems.
Yeah.
So it seems. I think the race I was just in was having some technical difficulties. I think it's not just here, but I'm hearing it's from all around the game.
Well, what's new when it comes to Heat 5, right? What's new?
What's new?
I was going to have a battle for the lead here. Shifter's going to drive it deep. Go for the slide job on Heathen. He's going to get it. Clears it for only a moment as Heathen's going to dive down the inside along with Harvick. They're going to be 3 wide across the line. Oh, the 16 and the 4.
Just put him in the wall.
Making contact, and they're going to be 3 wide for 2nd.
I was going to say, that was an incredible move by Harvick, because that was going to give him the outside lane going into 1, and now he's going to have the runoff of 2.
Harvick's been very aggressive this race, which is actually quite surprising because he is one of 2 drivers who have clinched a spot in the next round. He still wants to go out there and get every single win that he can. But Heathen, having started on the pole after our technical issues, has taken this race by storm. Really a dark horse tonight. But he knows he's in a desperate position below the cut line. He knows he has to gain as many points as possible, and a win would be huge for him and shake up this playoff point standings.
And not only would a win be huge for just his playoff hopes, just morale in general. I mean, he's had a bit of a rough season, and right now just leading this laps, I think this is going to be a big morale booster for him. And if he can get back to the checkered flag first by the time this race is said and done, I mean, yeah, it's going to be huge for that team.
Yeah, 16 retiring the car early at Watkins Glen, really struggled there. And then finished, I believe it was 1 or 2 laps down at Martinsville last week. Finished 11th in Stage 1, Stage 2, and 11th for the race. Did not have a good outing. Was involved in a lot of wrecks. Multiple laps down. Was not the race he wanted to have there, which really dug him this deep hole in round 2. And you can see how aggressive he is in this blocking of Harvick. He wants this lead, and he wants to keep it as long as he can.
I'll tell you who's not happy with his car right now, probably. And this is the 77 of Malukas, who is Heathen's playoff rival at the moment. He's currently above him on the cut line, and well, as it would be, he's the last person in because the 42 is not making his start today. So right now, he's going to, well, he does have the benefit of the doubt. He is in a very short field, so he can get some stage points to minimize the damage. But right now, as he's the first car, I believe, out of points,
Hendrick car's having an issue
for
there.
his playoff hopes. And 12 of Drake's up in the wall. He's going to get, he's going to fall back, and that moves Malukas back up into the stage points, stage point, whatever.
Yeah, Heathen and Malukas getting some good news before this race. Neither legacy driver is racing tonight. SP and RLRS not here tonight. Had some personal issues personal matters that took them away from this race tonight, but opens the door wide for both of those drivers. Heathen and Malukas only being Heathen 2 points back of SP, Malukas 7 points back of SP. they're definitely going to knock SP out. And LRS sitting 25 points above Heathen. Very, very doable for that 16 car. And Malukas only sits 30 points back. So Malukas is gonna need a better drive. If he can get a couple playoff points and finish this race, he'll have it. He'll have LRS knocked out in no time.
I guess then the 77 doesn't really have much to worry about. It's just bag as much stage points as you can, and well, just try and get this thing across the finish line at the end, and then they'll be smooth sailing into the next round. It's going to be a big gimme for them in their hopes of potentially winning a title further down the road. Look at this. Colleague Racing up here 1-2.
Not something we have seen a
good.
lot of this season either. Which is
We've seen
great
that
to
31
see.
running up front this season. We've seen that 31 running up front this season. But that 16, yeah, as mentioned, it's had a bit of a rough go, despite making the playoffs still. But, you know, it's just good to see that they're up front and back to their old ways, as you could say.
Oh, 100%. Ovo and Heathen, 2 wins on the season for Colleague Racing. Both of those coming from the 31 car. As everybody's bunched up here coming across the line, still single file. Nobody really poking their nose out. As I say that, Harvick's going to dive down and drive it deep into turns 1 and 2. So does Cone. See Cone being very aggressive, trying to get back up through the field. He knows he's got a fast M&M's car there.
They can afford to do this because the rest of the pack is kind of faltered out, so they can try and be experimental with their moves so that when it comes down to it later in the race, maybe they have a chance. And look at Ovo. He got a great exit off the corner, got peeked up right to Heathen's outside, but will he take it? No, Heathen puts him in the wall. That's the second time he's done that. Oh my goodness. Oh shit, and he's going to be put up in the wall again. Oh, darn it. I'm not supposed to swear, am I?
That push, Ovo had a huge push from the 8 car going down the front straightaway. And hearing over the team radio, the 16 had no idea his teammate was on the outside. Tried to go up and get a good entry into turns 1 and 2 and ended up putting his teammate into the wall. Luckily, the 31 keeping control of his car and still back up into second. You can see that 8 being very aggressive on the back bumper.
And that 16, oh, he's coming in for a pit stop.
Very interesting.
That was a very interesting call.
You see
and
the
I
47,
see there's someone else coming down there.
Art Denny's going to make a pit stop here. They do need to make a fuel stop. They do need to make a fuel stop for this.
The 48's on pit road as well. But the thing is, they got so much left in their fuel tank. This has got to be just a strategy call from, and I think that might force the hands of a few other cars just so that the undercut doesn't potentially.
Yep, we see Shifter diving in. 77 is also going to come into pit road.
The problem I see is just that if they're all able to keep it bunched up and just draft single file, then that should kind of cancel out the fresh tire effect of the drivers that just pit. But since they're still fighting, then it's going to slow them down even more than it already is.
Yeah, I think the aggressiveness from a lot of these drivers is really going to hinder this lead lap group. 18 running low.
Oh my gosh.
3 wide, 4 wide.
4 wide. Oh my goodness, what a move by Harvick.
Harvick on the high side, Ovo in the middle, Tyler down low. Incredible across the line. That's got to be at least the third time.
Oh, he got put in the wall.
Oh. We've seen a lot of 3 wide racing coming to the line so far tonight.
Race off pit road there. The 16 of Heathen's going to beat out the 5 and the 77. So they're all going to be kind of separated.
Both dive into pit road. So we now have a group of 4 up front. The 31 of Ovo, 18 of Cone, 4 of Harvick, and the 55 of Trash Cans. Somebody who has not been mentioned tonight right now. Has had a quiet race, but has kept his car clean.
and just barely hanging in with the draft there. He's just going to be kind of chilling, but he hasn't been very aggressive so far tonight, and I guess that's probably the better approach for this. Just try and take it easy, bag some stage points, and just move on from tonight.
Oh, absolutely. He's sitting fairly comfortable right now. Trash Can sits fifth in the standings right now with 3,093 points. Well over 30 above the cut line. So if he just tries to gain a couple points, that's all he really needs to solidify his place in the next round.
Yeah, and just trying to find where the guys that have. Yeah, Heathen's going to be catching up with some cars that have not pitted yet. Those being like the 12 and the 47 and company.
Well, they did pit. Those
But
guys did pit. I believe
oh,
the leaders are the only ones who have not pit yet.
oh, for real? Oh, I guess they must have done like a short pit for right sides then, because they came out way ahead of the others. So off sequence strategy call.
I think
You go into.
two laps and two tires and a splash of fuel might have been my call. As we see a big dive down pit road. Harvick is the only one left out there who is not pitted.
I
Ovo,
think I like
Cone,
the
and
call.
Trash Can diving down into pit road late. All three wide into pit road.
Yeah, and I think that's going to help Harvick when he eventually comes into pit road, I believe now. And the fact that they're all going to have to sacrifice their entry, and that might just give some more speed for Harvick when he comes into pit road, which he does now.
So Harvick in pit road. We're gonna wait and see who the lead will cycle to.
Oh, and I think that 18, well, might have just gotten himself busted for speeding. What happened to the 55? He's spun the hell out. Yeah, he just. I don't even know what just happened. Is going to be passed by Ovo. Ovo made a probably just made a two-tire pit stop. He's joined by the rest of the people that was on that similar strategy. Tyler Cubs,
Well, here we
Meso,
go.
and Drake. They'll.
The four exiting pit road now. Is he going to be able to hang on to the lead as the pack is coming up behind him? He will. He's going to be able to get up to speed and keep the lead. But he's got a lot more drivers to deal with now as the 31 and the 8 are right behind him. Joined by the 15 and the 12. Meso and Drake making their appearance up front here.
Meso was one of those that was on the cut line beforehand, but now will since be safe because of the people ahead of him missing the races. But wouldn't hurt to still try and bag some more points. Kind of similar case with Trash Can and many others in this race.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Drake's up in the wall twice.
Yeah, Drake's trying to run that high line. It's not his forte. As we're going to come to 5 to go left in the stage. Ovo has the lead over Tyler. Harvick sits third. Meso fourth. Heathen passes Drake for fifth.
He's got the 4 fresher tires, but I just don't think he's got the time to try and get back up to this leading 4. If he can, though, then it's likely going to be the 16 getting past all 4 of them because those 4 tires are going to be monstrous.
Yeah, my question will be, what does the 16 do at the stage break? Does he take just fuel and try and run on the older tires, or does he take 2 tires? He'll probably just throw another 4 on.
Yeah, I just think tires are such an important thing in Kansas. They just make so much of a difference. If you don't have the freshest tires, you will be passed, and you will be passed very quickly. So I think every pit stop outside of maybe strategy would be a 4-tire and pits and fuel stop.
We're now 3 to go, and the 16 has gained 0.4 of a second over the leaders the past 2 laps. So it's not going to be enough, in my opinion, at this pace that they're running right now. And his tires are probably falling off a little bit. as he's been out the longest. 16 was the first one to dive down a pit road. As, I believe the 8 got into the wall. And Harvick and Mesa are going to take advantage of that and move up to the second and third respectfully.
With just 2 laps to go, now that puts a great opportunity for that 4 and 15 to try and get around the 31, albeit there are in a little bit, well, the 4 is on fresher right side tires than the 31, so he might be able to have some more grip if it comes to a slide job or just trying to make it stick around the outside, but nonetheless, he's got 1 lap to do it.
You see the 4 getting aggressive with the 31, trying to get on the inside, down the front stretch. Dives it down.
Watch this 15 here. He's going to get a huge run because Ova to sack. Oh, he got in the wall.
Never mind. And still in the wall.
And the 8.
The 8 down and still in. Collects Meso, I believe. As the 8's in the wall. Oh my god. Alexa, stop.
Ova's going to win the stage, and will go getting through the stage in the grass. He shot all the way through the infield trying to get across to the line.
I'm so sorry. That scared the shit. I just heard a voice talking over my shoulder. It was my Alexa. I was not ready for that. I apologize. Ova wins the stage. Harvick second. Heathen third. Cone fourth. Malukas fifth.
Drake 6th, Tyler Cubs 7th, Trashcan 8th, Meso 9th, and R. Denny 10th.
Big stage points for both Heathen and Lucas there.
Now we head into stage 2. I really thought that if that 15 didn't catch the wall off of 2, he would have had the chance because they had to sacrifice corner exit with Ovo going lower, but wasn't the case, and now it'll be the 4 and 31 leading to stage 2. Ethan's already going to waste no time getting up into second. 31 did not have a great start. Oh, but he hits the 77 into the 18. Oh,
and these around, the 77 is around down into the inside.
That 4 tried to back up the corner to try and cross over Heathen, but Heathen made it stick for the time being. They're side by side for the lead. Almost, maybe it could be 3 wide if Ovo tries to do something crazy.
Oh, some more contact in the back from the 18 and the 47.
Up front, though, Collie clears. Drake almost runs Ardeni out of the room. Or no, that wasn't Ardeni. That was Meso.
I think it was Shifter.
Oh, there's too many cars with blue noses.
Yeah, the blue is out tonight. I'll tell you that much.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a quarter of our field has blue noses. I hope that my math was right on that, and I didn't just completely goof it. Oh, the 16's off in the wall. Ova's going to take advantage of that into 3. Send it. Can't clear his teammate. Oh, never mind. He's going to back off and let him have it. Oh, but 16's in the wall again. Oh my gosh. Is Tyler Cubs about to go from 5th to 1st? Oh, he makes contact with Heathen.
Oh, the 55 involved.
Oh my.
And around goes the 16.
They almost saved it too. Oh my goodness. But Tyler Cubs went from like 5th to 1st in the span of 5 seconds and takes the lead. And Heathen's not going to be too happy about that.
You see Harvick in the back. Malukas falling to the back. Heathen in the back. Guys, all 3 drivers scored in the top 5 to finish the stage. And now they're all running in the back of the field. Not the start to stage 2 they wanted to see.
Absolutely not. Probably what you want to see if you're someone like Drake, who Was able to bounce back. Got put back for put further back after his pit stop and has now made it into 4th place because of the shenanigans around him. There we go.
There you go. Get it out.
Sometimes I stutter, man.
Hey, it happens to the
I
best
don't
of
know
us.
what it is. I just got a stutter step, man. Anyways, Meso leading this second pack. He's leading Hunter, Cone, Ardeni, Trash Can, who's in tail. Zovo's going for the lead. Tyler Cubs crossing him over. Shifter had a huge run off of turn number 2, and he's going to get to the door of Tyler Cubs, but can he clear him?
Gonna go for the slide
Not
job here,
quite.
possibly out of turn 4. No, the door is closed. Has to force Ovo around him, though. And Drake's still
Drake's going to get to his
having a
outside.
great run.
Yeah, but the more that they're battling, that just allowed for that second pack to catch up so much more. Meso went defensive on Cone, not allowing him to get a slide job, and that was a little questionable for their momentum, but they're still gaining regardless of what they're doing right there. Or is Meso just trying to get out of the way? Ovo's in the wall. Oh, that's a horrible spot for them to catch him. They all make it through.
Tyler is just away on his own now. Look at that lead. You can put the Grand Canyon between Tyler and Shifter.
They put a lot of things between him and Shifter.
Yeah, there is a lot of space there, so.
There's a lot of space there.
Here's our updated playoff standings after stage 1. Cone now only leads Harvick by 1 point, but again, just so to remind you, those two drivers have already advanced. Shifter does not get any points from that stage. Ovo gains on him massively, though. With his stage win, gets those 10 extra points to close the gap to just 3 behind Shifter. Trash Can also gains a few points there. Our biggest news coming out of that, though, Heathen now up into the top 8. He surpasses SP with that stage. Malukas 1 back of SP right now, and is now 7 back of Heathen.
Good news there for the pair of them. And it's good news for Tyler Cubs that he's able to break away from this draft because, well, as if you can break away from the draft, then you could just pull away.
You're sitting in a pretty spot.
Yeah, exactly. And all these guys, I mean, they're battling like crazy, just trying to get positions, but what do they know? They're just hurting themselves even more. Maybe they're just trying to forego. They think maybe it's just not possible to catch the leader. Maybe they just want to battle amongst themselves, or maybe they're just disputing on who they think the best leading car should be. Meso certainly thinks he should be.
Yeah, Mesa with a huge slide job coming out of 2 is able to slide in front of Shifter there. Overtakes second place. And the 48 is going to dive into pit road.
Hey, I would think we saw it work last stage. I think it was Heathen that came down first, who triggered a bunch of people to come in, and that worked out pretty well. He finished 3rd. Like, see what he can do. That 5 and the 12 cannot get off the wall.
Well, 18 sliding up on the back straightaway. Trash Can's also going to get by Meso here. Him and Cone are going to be side by side. Cone gets a good run out of turn 4. Trash Can does not. A lot of jockeying for position back here in this group. All the meanwhile, the 8 just driving away. And like I said earlier, the 8 already has 4 stage wins on the season. This is his 5th start of the season, has 4 stage wins. He's looking to make it 5 for 5.
Very impressive from the 8.
He's just hoping he can finally cross the line at the end of the race and not just the end of the stage tonight. He's showing a strong outing here in stage 2. Everybody spread out now in stage 2, complete opposite of what we saw in stage 1. It's a very calm race right now. It's a lot of single file racing. Nobody making any
I'm a little
moves.
interested that no one else is coming in. Oh, right now, off the bat, I would have thought that that triggered the 48 coming in might have triggered more people to come in and get their stops done, but oh, I guess that appears to not be the case. Still good. Huh. You know, I actually thought Tyler Cubs did win a race. I was sorely mistaken. I had him confused for someone else. That's my bad.
Happens to the best of us. We are hearing there is going to be more cars pitting this time by. The 5 going to dive into pit road.
31's going to join him too. The 2 guys that got swallowed up on the restart, not the best of luck. Trying to get some strategy done for their fortunes. Maybe try and get back up towards the front at the end of the stage.
Still, this group of 3 here, Cone, Meso, and Drake. Nice and steady little train they have going on right now. As I say
Oh,
that, Meso taps the wall out of 2.
you stop.
Drake lets
It's
off.
every time I say anything about Meso, he always, even when I'm racing with him, it's always I say something or someone says something positive about Meso, gives him a compliment, he instantly just botches it and then like hits the wall or spins out or
So
something.
how to make sure
So
Meso wins a race? Don't ever
don't
talk about him.
talk about. Just pretend he is not there, or just say he's someone
Just
else.
pretend Meso is having a horrible race, and next thing you know, this guy is going to be breaking track records and winning every race known to man.
He's coming in. No, someone's coming into pit
He
road.
is. Meso is diving down into pit road. Cone also pitted the lap before.
Can't mention him, so it's like someone's coming in pit road.
Question will now become. We'll see, but we're not. It's not. We're not sitting there complimenting him. We're just saying, "Hey, okay, he's going down pit road."
No, I'm not. I'm not mentioning him. Period.
Okay, so you will
I'm not
not
talking
hear
about.
the 15 come out of INF's mouth for the rest of the night.
You will hear the 48 come out of my mouth for the. For the. Fuck.
The 8
God
still
damn
has a
it.
sizable lead right now. Big question is, when is he going to come down to the pit road? We've seen a lot of these drivers who were in the pack behind him pit. He has yet to. He's going to be the car. We're waiting. 77 is going to be pitting this time by.
I think the 55 came in as well. Yeah, the trash cans. And I was going to say, what I meant was that the 48 is making a lot of moves. He's passing a lot of people that have already come into pit road. Right now, he's battling Cone, and they're going to be gaining a lot of time on track because of this.
The 8 stays out. 14 laps left in the stage. You see Drake coming down to the pit road back there. Now the leader should have about 2 to 3 laps of fuel left in that car until he starts running dry. So he's waiting. He's gonna bleed this car as dry as he can. He's gonna get every last drop out of that tank.
I think he might just come in this lap I known any better, or guess not. Like
Ah.
sooner the better at this point. Like he's got the lead. He's got everyone else is coming into pit road. I think it's just actually I think he can afford to go a lot longer because he has that lead. Then he'll have the tire advantage come the end of it.
Yeah, you look at stage one when we had the green flag pit stops. Everybody was bunched together. There was just that huge group that everybody was just kind of falling in little by little to get their pit stops done. Meanwhile, stage two, Tyler had such a huge lead, such a massive gap that he could use that to his advantage and run longer as he finally does come down pit road. 16 of Heathen also pits a bit ahead of him, and I believe that's Ovo who also comes into pit road.
Yeah, or Ovo and Harvick all coming into the pits at the moment. Ethan, I can see, is pitting for, or has pitted for just right side tires, and I think it would likely be the same situation for people like Tyler Cubs and Harvick if they just want to come in for rights. But there is about 13 laps left in this stage, so if anyone else is taking 4 tires, that is a lot of time for them to try and make up ground.
As you can see, the 8 coming back onto the track. Nobody around him. This is his stage to lose. The last thing I think he wants right now is a caution. Everybody has pit to this point, so he does not want to see that yellow flag wave and have everybody bunched up together with fresh tires, fresh fuel, and only a few laps left in the stage.
Yeah, and that second place car that's chasing him is serving Cone, who's about like half the front straightaway behind him that time around. I think that gap is going to be closing, but I just don't think with the time remaining that Cone's going to be able to get him. Yeah, I think Cubs can kind of. He's got to keep the pace high as to not get caught by Cone, but he can kind of relax in the sense of, hey, the worst he could probably do is second.
Yeah, and he's been running by himself comfortably for such a long time on this stage that he knows just he all he's got to do is just keep the car on the track, off the wall, and this stage is his. He has the pace, he has the ability.
Yeah, with 10 laps. Sorry.
I'm gonna say there's some talks coming from some of the race chat that some people believing that Cone might have the ability to catch Tyler here. Very
Yeah,
interesting from
seeing the
some of the
gap
drivers.
gap is closing, but I think they're coming to 9 laps to go this time. That gap, while closing, I think it might just be too much. And Cone, eventually his tires are going to have to fade because he did come to pit road uh, a bit earlier, or quite a bit earlier than that 8 car. So it'll be at some point that his tires are going to run out of his advantage, and eventually Cubs will be able to kind of keep that mellowed down gap.
Yeah, you can see the gap might have closed a little bit, but not a lot. Yeah, just this is Tyler's. This is definitely Tyler's stage to lose, as he's going to be coming to 7 to go in stage 2. And it's going to be a big shakeup too, as this is more points being taken away from our playoff drivers. Especially drivers like Heathen and Lucas, who are looking to try and get as many points as they possibly can to move on.
And this being an elimination race, obviously last chance to bag whatever points you can for the final, well, penultimate round of the championship. Well, this being before the championship four. And going into the next round, there's a bunch of tracks that I think these drivers are going to be circling that have a high chance, but also can breed a lot of chaos. That being Charlotte Roval in Texas, all very high, very well, 2 of them high speed, high draft oval tracks that anything can happen, and one of them being one of the most chaotic rovals or in road courses in the game.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see a lot of action, a lot of bumpers, a lot of cars probably facing the wrong direction at the Roval in a couple weeks' time. That's going to be a very entertaining, interesting race for these playoffs.
You'll hopefully you'll hopefully be seeing the 50 car in that field as well.
Ooh.
I heard something about that car potentially making a return back to the Cup Series. Potentially.
So 16 of Heathen currently sits in ninth. Malukas sits right outside of the points in 11th. Heathen now above the cut line after his finish in round one, but Lucas not what he wants to have happen to him at the end of stage two. Not collecting any stage points, not gaining anything on the cut line.
Yeah, I'll just be hoping for this stage to end so that he can just reset, try and set his sights on getting the car ready for the final sprint to the end with just 3 laps to go for Tyler Cubs.
Tell you what, interesting development on the 16. Tire light is on.
Yeah,
Slowing
it
up.
is.
Malukas catching the 16. Denny on his back bumper.
Yeah, but well, the 16 pitted a lap before the 8, and with just 2 laps to go, you'd have to infer that then if the 8 pit for right side tires as well, he's also going to be probably going through this same kind of issue. Albeit, I think that their tires are going to make it to the end. They seem high enough to where they're not going to be concerned about blowing tires.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think there is going to be any real issue, but just to have that worry cross your mind so late in the stage, it's not what these drivers want to see. They don't want to have these worries, these issues come across their dashboard so late.
And it's definitely not something that you would want to have happen, especially that can affect like how you're driving. Could maybe force you to make some questionable decisions on the track, just as far as like pushing or not. But regardless, it doesn't matter now because they are on the white flag, and Tyler Cubs is coming out of 4 to take another stage victory in his career.
And a big stage victory for the number 8, stealing points away from our playoff drivers. Cone is going to
And it
finish second, I believe.
very closely too. He caught up like a bunch on that 8 car. Towards the end, he was able to find some magic. And Ardetti and Heather are finishing in the grass, and I think Malukas just passed them
He
both.
did. Malukas
He
did
did.
pass them both.
2 points there at the end for the two of them, or for him. That actually knocks Ardeni out of stage points.
I think Art Denny not really. I shouldn't say not caring, but he knows he's not in playoffs. He doesn't. He's not worrying about extra points or anything. He just doesn't want to get involved in with any issues.
Well, final stage. The 8 and the 18 are going to be leading us to green. That whole inside lane got a great jump, and it's going to allow Cone to slot in. But look, Shifter is actually going to get a great jump. He's going to send it 3 wide already into turn 1 and go from 5th to 2nd before they even reach the first turn. My goodness. And Meso also going to get a great jump, especially now he's able to pull up to the outside lane. Hunter as well, who's going to slot right in front of the 15. Slide job right up in front. He went from 8th to 4th on that opening lap. A bunch of drivers getting great starts. Others further back, not so much. F48's already trying to make moves. He's going to the bottom. He's going all across the racetrack to try and find a lane that works. And 5 hit the wall. 48's going to go right around him, try and take third as the battle for the lead is heating up. Ovo's going to slide job it on Tyler Cubs, go down to the middle of the track to defend, but that leaves the outside vulnerable. That lead back, and he will clear before they even get to one. Well, there's a bunch of contact between the 48 and the 18 down the front stretch, and that's causing them to fall all the way back in the pack. I actually didn't know the 4 was back here, but the 18 and the 48 went from like 3rd and 4th all the way back to 11th and 10th. Now 9th and 10th, Jake hit the wall, got caught up in that. Things are going to get hectic, man. 49 laps to go. That's one pit stop. And I believe it has gone green for the whole race, so...
We did have one caution very early on in the race, but that was it. We didn't have anything after that.
Oh, the 31's in the wall. Now look at the 77 of Malukas is going to go all the way up into P3 if he can get around the 31. No, but he'll stay 4th. What a restart's been for that 77, keeping his nose out of everything. And the 15 of Meso getting up and around those drivers, getting into 2nd. Oh, wait a second. I just mentioned him. Oh, no. This is something really bad's about to happen to the 15. Something's wrong. I can feel it.
Well, let's get over to Meso. So we get a front row seat to whatever happens.
It's going to, like, hit the wall and get past, and then it's going to be sad. Or he's going to get hit up into the wall. Actually, no. Maybe he's fine. Maybe he's actually...
Has he
maybe
broken
he's survived.
the curse?
The curse? The curse is broken? Gosh, the curse is broken. I'm going to show him this after the race.
Well, folks, here are your updated playoff standings after Stage 2. Cone extends his lead over Harvick some more. Ovo and Shifter now tied on points, both sitting at 3,122 apiece. Trash Can stays idle. LRS drops down. I believe LRS did already drop down. Did he? No. LRS does drop down to 7th now in the standings. Meso overtakes LRS for 6th. And Heathen gains another point, I should say.
Oh, the 5's in the wall. My goodness. There's been a lot of contact back there. Meso tried to go for the lead and failed. Now Ovo's up in the 2nd.
Meanwhile, the 8 still just driving comfortably in the lead. Get the clean air. Does not care.
Hands in the air. I thought we were rhyming.
I mean, I liked it.
15 up in the wall again. Like, forced the 55 to go low.
See, the 77 Lucas up front. I believe this is the first time I've seen him up front. I think the 77 was further up front early on in the race, but a couple issues involved in a incident or two sent him to the back. Hasn't been the greatest race for the 77. Stole a couple stage points at the end of stage 2. We see the 16 and the 18 battling out for 6th back there.
And that group of the 16, 18, and the 4, they were far back, and they were able to work together and get back into the draft. Now they're able to keep up with that leading, or I guess no longer leading pack. Now they've formed into one big group. Oh, and the 77's been part of the wall. The
55's around.
Oh, the 4's back up in the field, and the 5's up in the air. What in the
big
world?
Wreck. Big wreck.
It's a massive crash. I think it's an in-game caution, yeah. Wow, that was huge. Hard hits everywhere. My goodness.
And 55 getting bumped around, gets loose, gets into the 4. They go spinning around and collect the back of the field, which included HD, Shifter. Drake was back there and got involved. Very tough scene. Not what you wanted to see late in a race like this. See the damage of the 5. And Ovo and Tyler are going to take us green. And oh, the 8 doesn't restart. The 8 did not go. And he's dropped back to 5th. I believe the 8 is still falling back. Left alone to dry in the middle of the track. And through goes Heathen. Heathen now on the low line. And they are 3 wide for 2nd. And oh, the 47's around to the back. Also collected the 77 of Malukas. A caution is out again. Another tough break for the 77. We're going to take a couple caution laps and get this thing back green. Pits will be open this time, but I will have to see who decides to dive down in the pit road. It's going to be an interesting call this early in the final stage. 15 and 31 do not pit. Meanwhile, the rest of the field does dive down into pit road.
This goes green. That is a potentially huge blunder for them because, albeit they were green for a very short period of time, but think about it, that's also fuel that they're getting at disadvantage and the tires, which are going to make a big difference.
I wonder if they're thinking, all right, it's been green for such a long time in this race, and we've had a lot of races this season do this same thing, go green for such a long period of time, and then you know what they always say, cautions breed cautions. So I think they're going to be looking at another possible caution within the next few laps, where they may get a pit advantage over the rest of this field.
I have a good feeling though that if there's going to be another caution, there might be the victims of it, just because this whole field is about to just eat them up with their fresh tires.
Yeah, if it's not them actually involved in the wreck, it might still be they might still be a factor in the wreck, playing defense on the rest of the field.
They're coming to the choose right now. I think whoa, what's going on with the 18 to 16?
18 just playing tag.
I don't know.
I was gonna see the 31 and the 15 go low, the 16 go high. Cone is going to take the bottom line and drop back into 5th. Interesting call by the 18.
I think that well, if you're in Cone's case or anyone else's case, I think it might be best to play safe down there, because then you are for sure guaranteed a good restart, because everyone in front of you is going to be going because they're the leader or this leading pair. Or you can make a 3rd lane and go take the lead yourself.
Apparently, like he's doing under caution.
He's splitting the field.
18's going to fall back in line here. Right in front of the 8. And the 8 of Tyler has fallen back to 7th after all of this. He's going to have an interesting challenge ahead of him to get back up through the field.
Yeah, but we'll have to see how good, truly good that 8 car is. He'll have to fight his way through traffic.
And it's all going to come down to this restart. You see an early restart by the 8 getting into the back of the 18. The 8 had an issue the last time around, did not go in the restart
Oh my
box.
gosh, look at
What a
Meso!
move by the 15. Squeezed down to the
Oh my
bottom of the track,
goodness!
gets through. Can he get clear of the 16? He does, and the 15 has the lead. They are
My
3 wide
goodness,
behind them.
what a move by
Oh,
Meso,
we'll
and
go
he
for the
can keep
slide
this
job.
go! He wasn't clear! It just killed Meso.
And
Oh, it
oh,
drinks into Tyler Cubs!
through the grass, and they're all still going.
I don't know how they're all going straight right now, but that was
Still bumping
crazy.
around. He then has the lead. Shifter second. Conan Ovo battling for third. Ovo's going to make a move to the
Like,
inside.
look at this 48, who's got an amazing restart as well.
Where did
Been
he
able
come
to
from?
take... Exactly. I think he's going to let that 77 go. He tried to maybe do a crossover, but I don't know where that came from. Speaking of where did he come from, where did the 77 come from? He's back up here again, fighting for the lead. Oh, we got a car around in turn 2.
I believe it's
Who is
Meso.
that? I think that might be... Oh.
Yep, it is
Hey, you know what I said?
Meso.
You know what I said before this? It might not be a caution, but I feel like if there was going to be an incident, it'd
It
be at
was
the
going to be, yeah.
expense of those that did not pit. And unfortunately, that strategy call did not pander out for Mr. Mason.
Meanwhile, Ovo, who is also on the same strategy, is... Oh, the 77 is going to tap the wall in front of the 31. And a caution is out.
Absolutely. What? For it's a little curious.
Interesting call.
Anything from race control on that matter?
I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know where that would fit in. I don't think anyone got forced in the pit road. I only saw one car. Unless there was another wreck that we might have missed. Regardless, I think they should be good to the end on fuel and tires. So, guess that's something good. But
Pit road not open yet.
assuming just so that they can be safe to the end on fuel, then probably just gonna let everyone go, just so that they can get to the end safely. Maybe.
29
That's just
laps
one honest.
remaining.
Yeah, then that should definitely be within their window.
Yeah. A little bit race control, lot of angry drivers, I'll tell you that much. Couple
Yeah,
couple
I can.
people thought pit road should have been open that time by race control, kept it closed, have them go around another lap.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure about a few of these, well, those two recent calls. Sure, the drivers are wondering the same thing.
And everybody diving down in the pit road, I think this is going to be an easy call to make. 4 tires and fuel for the entire field.
Yeah, and I can confirm now that they are going to be good to the end on fuel. Just, I think they were going around that extra lap just so that they could, get that in, just so they don't have to have anyone fuel mileage it. Trying to avoid that and just have it so everyone can make it to the end. Kind of avoid that issue. Which, yes, that's fine. That is the reasoning. That's a big break for the 15 though, because he got absolutely cooked on that restart. Fell all the way back, even spun. Now he's been given a second chance and able to fix all the damage he probably incurred.
An interesting race off of pit road. Eden's going to keep first, Shifter second.
Why Malukas is up near the wall? That's what you're wondering why it might be weird. Potential pit road violation, maybe? He's dropping all the way to the rear.
Oh,
And now he's slotting back in, so I guess a pit road penalty for the 77?
I don't think so.
Unless he gets back on and Trash Can's going to come back down pit road again to top off. Oh, that 77 is slotting in. He's waiting for that. Okay, the first one's going to let him pass. I'm not sure what exactly the 77 did, but it's been sent to the rear. Well, that is about the hat trick of what the heck kind of calls right there. Caution for pit road, and now as to why Mr. Malukas has been sent to the rear of the field.
I'm hearing some talk about a rule or something. So something is going on. I'm just not entirely sure what is going on. What rule has been broken? Who broke it? But the 77 is going to be starting in the back alongside of Meso. Trash cans coming back up to the pack.
Until that 77 is going to be driving a little bit more angry right now. He's not going to be happy that he got sent to the rear.
And a big restart by the number 5 on the outside. Ovo not restarting on the inside is going to make it 3 wide coming into turn 1.
And Cone tried to do what Meso did on the first lap of last restart and go through wide to take the lead. Unfortunately, that door closed. Heathens up in the wall. That was right up in front of the 48. My goodness, you may have some front end damage. That halted a bunch of people's efforts right there.
Yeah.
And 18's going to slide up in front to take second.
The 12 of Drake.
Actually, not so much. Jeepers Christ, they're 4 wide for 4th place. He then puts the 8 into the 15. Oh my goodness gracious. They're still 3 wide. What on earth?
All the meanwhile,
That.
Meso, or not Meso, Ovo catching up to Shifter on the inside is going to have a huge run down the front stretch. He's going to dive it down in turns 1 and 2 and try and get a slide job up on the 5. Not going to get it to work. It's going to be side by side, drag racing down the backstretch. Tries to slip through in between the 5 and the 18. You see Cone now get down to the bottom.
The 18's been trying to work the bottom all night long, just has not been able to find anything as far as making moves. Unfortunately, he's fallen back just a bit there now. He's going to have to regroup. Maybe take some examples from the 31, because, I mean, he's been working that bottom all night long, making moves, and my goodness, it has been working. Very effective.
You see Cone fall off a little bit. The train is coming. I believe the 48 is in the front there. He is. Tyler's going to try and dive underneath the 48. Meso involved in that group. So is Harvick, Drake, and Trash Can.
Yeah, the 48 caught the outside wall and caught it again. 3 wide pinch right there. And that just allowed Tyler Cubs to just go right underneath them and take the position away. And I think further back, the 77 was also on the wall. Yeah, this 48 could not keep it off the fence, at least for the time being.
And I believe mathematically,
that's an issue with
the 77 needs to finish 8th at least. I believe that is the The 77 needs to finish 8th to surpass LRS, the other driver not racing tonight. So that's the guy Malukas has circled on his standings right now. LRS not gaining any points tonight, not here. So that's his opportunity to squeak into the round of 8. So he needs to get a good finish here to this race in order to secure that spot into the next round. If not, LRS, without even putting a tire on the asphalt in Kansas, will advance.
We're not in Kansas anymore. This road's LRS is like.
Probably not. His hauler's all the way already on the way to Charlotte.
We're not in Kansas anymore. We're in Charlotte, boys. We're not here anymore.
Although all over the back bumper of that 5. And look who's back. The 8 is back on the at the front, all over the back bumper of the 31. The 5 Shifter has run up front a lot tonight, but I don't think he has the car to keep a lead. And you see the group already has caught him. Complete opposite of what we've seen from the 8 Tyler tonight when he's had the lead. Tyler getting a gap and keeping it. Shifter gets a bit of a gap, can't expand on it. He can't take advantage of it.
That's, I think, the difference between cars. Oh, Mason up in the wall. He's going to save it. But I think that's just the difference. But, oh, God. Can I finish my sentence without something crazy happening? And then there's lag. All right. For the 4th and final time, there are some cars that are better off in the draft behind the slipstream that can handle better than there are cars that are better off out in the fresh air when there's no one in front of them. And right now, I think Shifter is just better off when there's someone in front of him and he's in the draft. And a good example of someone being better out front by themselves would be the 8 of Tyler Cubs. So there are just some cars that are better off by themselves, and some cars just better off just getting the tow.
See, I mean, exactly a prime example right here. Shifter gets that gap by unlucky circumstance of having a lag instance with 31. Gets that gap, and immediately it gets closed up within a few laps by the 4 and the 18.
Look further back, the 77 and friends have caught up to this main pack's draft. And, well, the 77 already up into the 8th place position, which he's kind of circled as being his goal. He has reached that and is now going to be looking to move further up in his efforts of securing a spot in the next round. We're coming down to the end of the race here, man. I mean, it's clutch time, 15 laps to go. Right now we're trying to find out who's going to be contention to win this come the end of those 15 laps. Well, I don't think anyone said anything about this guy. How did Harvick get in the 4th place? Or, sorry, 2nd place?
Harvick has...
I must have not...
He's been very quietly working his way back up through the field. I think working his way up with Cone was a big help for him. Those two were able to just push their way through, take advantage of some of the instances in front of them, and both of them just able to pounce at the right times together to get back up through this field and get up to contention for this win.
Yeah, and I didn't even notice that. Right now, they're just a bunch of people that are kind of swapping around in positions, trying to work where they can. Mason getting passed now by Tyler Cubs around the outside. Yeah, he's going to get that done. Cone trying to clear Harvick for a second.
He does.
Just slides right in there.
He saw a gap and a phenomenal slide job. That is textbook slide job from the 18.
And the best part is that doesn't affect the 4, the 31, or anyone behind him. And most importantly, himself. He was just able to slot right into the position like nothing had happened. But I don't think that's going to be the case now.
Yeah, I don't think the 18 should have tried it again. Cone went for it again through 3 and 4, and it's going to end up costing him positions. Not a position, positions. He's dropping back now. Not able to get back up into the field. And he's going to fall back to 5th, I believe. Yes, 5th.
Cone's doing what I like to call a Legacy Motor Club at super speedways strategy. The strategy being, if there's a run, make the move regardless of where you're at. Doesn't need any planning. Right now, I mean, he's getting moves done. Like, there's a motive that he wants to get at positions, but the problem is that there's no planning behind it. He's just sending it down the inside, trying to see if it'll work, and just banking on the fact that he might get it done. But there's just no build up to it. He's just sending on the inside, just hoping it'll stick, and that's what's costing him positions right now.
So last lap, Shifter tried to go low under the apron across the front stretch. The group did not go down below with him. Harvick was able to get a good run on the outside, keep Shifter low on the track, and Shifter is now falling back as he cannot get off the bottom line. Not what
Don't
he
look
wanted to
now.
happen.
Look who's in third. None other than Tyler Cubs. He's worked his way back into third. He has done an incredible job. Look at
What
the
a
set
run
for
by
the 18.
18!
Oh my god! He full throw. I don't even think he braked. Oh my gosh! Are they gonna
They
be
are
four wide?
squeezing.
No way!
3, 4 wide
Four
going into turn
wide!
1.
Oh my god!
Still,
Get the better of this.
Cone is going to, yes, get the better of it. They are 3 wide coming out of turn 2. Tyler up into second.
Gosh. He just made me eat my words. What a move by the 18.
That was incredible.
It was crazy. They kept it off each other too. That was beautiful.
He was in 4th place, I believe. He was 4th place and made that move to get up into the lead.
I don't think he braked. I really don't think. I think he just full throttled it and was just like, you know what? If I hit the wall, I hit the wall, and just made it work. With these next gen cars, that is something you can do. You can full throttle it just from the bottom, make it stick from the slide job, and act like nothing had happened. If this was in the 2020 cars, we're probably talking about how he just wrecked the field right there, because that was crazy.
We're coming to 7 laps to go. Cone in the lead, being bombarded by an attack from the 8. The 31 also joining in. We are going to have a big fight for the finish here. This is essentially anybody's race.
You look at the names up here, like other tin the guys like up in the top 5 right now. Meso's up here. Then you got Drake and Heathen are still hanging on in this draft. I mean, Drake
taps
up in the wall. Yeah, never mind. Well, I mean, Heathen's still holding on. Meso's still somehow holding on to this draft. Like you said, anyone can win this. 6 laps to go. It's just a matter of timing your moves and just hoping everything falls into your hands. Because, well, right now it's going to be a matter of when you make the move. With Cone being up at the front, we know someone, or the guy that makes the most moves, is not going to be making them for them. So they have to do it themselves.
See, and the question, we just saw arguably the most aggressive move of the season with Cone. How aggressive do these other drivers get going for this lead? As we see Ovo going low.
Cone tap the wall.
Oh boy.
5 laps to go. Ovo, this is going to be
for the slide job for
Slides
the
up in
lead.
front.
The 18's going to cross over on the inside. So does Cubs.
Oh, Tyler Cubs tries to go down the
They
middle.
are 3 wide down the back straightaway.
With help. Huge straight on the outside. Cone's going to try it again. He's going to drive it
Can he get
deep.
it to stick? He gets up in front of the 31. And again, there's Tyler on the inside.
Lane. He's been using that inside lane beautifully. Just was able to get that move done. And can he get the crossover done going into 4 laps to go?
They are still 3 wide. The 8 trying for his own slide job. They connect.
He got help. The 31 tapped the 8 into the 18.
There are 7.
Cone's falling all the way back. Here comes Harvick.
Here's Heathen. Heathen right behind the 4. 7 cars in a blanket.
Laps. And we're coming to 3 to go.
Ovo with the lead currently. Tyler and Cone right behind him. Harvick 4th. Heathen 5th.
You can already tell Cone's not going to be happy with the 31 slide job again. Tries to get it work. Ovo was prepared for it. Crosses him over.
The 8 just following the 31. Here comes Heathen. Heathen now on the inside. He's going to pin Cone up, not allowing Cone to go for that slide job move again.
2 laps to go at the line.
Ovo's still with the lead. Here comes Harvick. Harvick now looking to try and get
got
momentum on the
pinched
high
up by the
side.
18. Now, Tyler Cubs is all over the back bumper of Ovo right now. It's got to be a matter of how does Tyler Cubs get around Ovo here? He's got a few shots to get it done. If he can get a good run off of 4, maybe there's a chance. Here comes Cone. White flag. 1 lap to go at Kansas.
This is incredible. This has definitely been the best finish all season. Cone and Ovo door to door going through 1 and 2. Tyler's going to try and go low. Can he get underneath both of them? No, does get underneath Ovo. Harvick's going to go with the 8. Shifter pushing Ovo. The send is being made. Tyler taps Cone. Cone up the wall. Back into Tyler.
Oh, he puts the 8 into the grass.
Cone is going to win at Kansas.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Cone wins at Kansas. Ovo second. Heathen third. Meso fourth. Tyler comes across the line fifth. Harvick sixth. Shifter seventh. Drake eighth. Trash Can ninth. Malukas 10th. Lucas finishes 10th. I don't think that's going to be enough. From what we were hearing, mathematically, the 77 would have needed to finish 8th. That is what we heard. Now, do we know how true that is? No. But once we get the math and everything done later on this week, we will have the official standings going into the round of 8. But wow, what a finish.
What a race.
That was just mind-boggling. I am just, my jaw has dropped.
He's hit the floor. I think the 77 had to score 30 points if he wanted to get in. I think he's done just enough. 35 points said he scored across this race. I think that he has done just enough. Fastest lap credit goes to Trash Can. Well, not like he gets a point for it, but just he was the fastest lap. So good job, Trash Can.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That was crazy.
Oh. All right. So who we get? We got Cone. Cone's getting in here.
Oh, and we're in Las Vegas now.
Hey, we're going to Vegas. I don't remember who the hell finished.
Sure.
Who finished in the top 3.
I finished
was it?
I was P3, Cone, and then Ovo.
Okay. Wow, that was
Cone, Ovo, me.
That was incredible. I gotta say that we were very ecstatic with that rate, that finish. That was incredible. I just gotta say, wow. Heathen, you officially, yes, you did officially.
Please tell me.
You are in the round of 8.
Let's go!
You did officially, after stage 1, you officially clinched a spot in the round of 8. The big question will be about Lucas and if he scored enough to.
Our calculation says he's 5 points up.
Okay. Which
the ones we have, but it's obviously it's not. That's just he was keying up points throughout the race, and he was letting us updating us. But
all right, guys, just trying to take my job. Fair enough.
No, you're good. No. He wasn't trying to take your job. He was. Well, I talked to him before the race, and I was like, hey, you have to score this many points to make it, for us both to make it. Because that was the plan going, is for us both make it. So.
All right, well, we'll get to our race winner, Cone. Buddy, what a move late in that race. That slide job from 4th place to get up into the lead, and then to hold it. I mean, what an aggressive move. You were Was your plan going into the race being that aggressive?
Yeah, at this track, yeah, you have to be, or you're just gonna get ate up. I mean, I knew what my car was capable of. I mean, that's the big thing is you got some people who are gonna do that and they don't know what speed you can do it at. So you just got to know when to check up for that kind of stuff, and most people don't, and that's why we have wrecks. But when you know how to slide job right, you can. It's very useful. And on top of that, just show your hand a little bit to get people to um, bite on it is another thing. Because I did those slide jobs, and then at the very end, I feel like everybody thought I was going to do it again, and then I just kind of stayed in the middle, and everybody was confused and didn't have time to react to it. So that gave me the big gap I needed going into turn three to not have to deal with a slide job from somebody, even though Tyler tried. But I mean, yeah, coming to the end of these races, unless there's a long green flag run at this track specifically, it's always going to be pack racing, and you're going to have to know how to do a slide job.
Now, were you afraid that you had maybe done the slide job too early, or were you comfortable enough with your car that you would be able to fend everybody off and keep the lead?
Uh, I took the opportunity that I saw. I mean, it's not once I get to the lead, it's my job to keep it. I mean, well, again, I know how to pull a slide job off, so I know how to somewhat defend. Um, as you've seen, there were a couple times where I didn't really defend. I just kind of held my ground. But yeah, I mean, you always worry about somebody doing it back to you, but just knowing this is my one opportunity. As far as I knew, that was going to be my only opportunity to get to the lead. So once you get to the lead, and you can kind of control your own destiny a little bit. So I would rather be up front and have a little bit of control than be third or fourth and just have to chuck it in the last corner and pray. So I took the gap that I saw and then went from there.
All right, well, congratulations on another playoff win, your second of this round. I mean, how confident are you going into the next round, the round of eight?
Um, Let me look at the races. Charlotte, Roval, Texas. We got another road course. So I'm always confident at road courses. Charlotte Roval. I mean, we'll see how that goes. I don't know if anybody remembers the last time we went there, but that was interesting. So yeah, it should be a good round for me. Charlotte, I'm okay at, not my favorite. Texas, I'm okay, not my favorite. But the Roval's a good track for me. So when in doubt, I'll you know play my do whatever I can to win Charlotte and lock myself into the final four. Charlotte Roval.
All right, well, congratulations again on a great win, I gotta say. So, Ovo, stage win, second place. How happy are you with that finish today?
Uh, I mean, I was virtually locked in by points. I want to go for the win. Serving Cone did a good job with all those slide jobs. He dummied me on that last one. He did get me on that last one. If I didn't have the front end damage, I probably would have been able to recover better and not lose as much time as I did when he got me with the dummy. But my car just wouldn't turn anymore. Um, but no, I'm fine. Into the next round. Got an extra stage point, playoff point to go into the next round with. So hopefully that helps me get into the final four. And also nice having a colleague 2-3 there. It's nice seeing him up here too with me.
Yeah, I was just about to say we saw colleague 1-2. We saw you guys together for a lot of the race. I mean, that's something. We're gonna be honest here. That's not something we've seen a lot of this season. I mean, how encouraging must that be for you guys going forward?
Yeah, I love seeing him up front. That's my guy. Like if he's doing well, I'm always happy. I like when Heathen's up there, and when he's up there, I try my best to help him out. I know he's had to dig himself out of a hole every single round. He's fought his way into the round of eight, so I'll keep trying to help him. Try to get both of us into the final four. Hopefully, I mean, that's the dream. Knock one of the favorites out to get Heathen in. That's my goal.
Well, congratulations on a great finish tonight. And we move on to our third place finisher, Heathen, leading the most laps tonight. And let's be honest, it was a cheap poll. All right, it was cheap.
I know.
And...
No, I started last. I started last.
uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah. Okay, so
had the
last
poll.
last to first challenge. All right, yeah. We'll go with that.
Yeah. So my stream was titled.
Make you into this almighty god tier racer. Yeah. Um I mean, did you expect to have a car that would stick up front for as long as it did?
No, not at all. Honest, but where seasons went, definitely not. I mean, I know we've had speed all year. I mean, I was probably I had the slowest lap time I think of everybody, but I was consistent at least running those times, and the car didn't really fall off that much. But Ova said he had he whenever he was behind me or he was leading and I was second, he just let me through and he would play he played Minister of Defense, you know, which I appreciate because like he said, like I've had to dig myself out of holes the entire playoffs. So
Yeah, retiring the car
yeah,
at the Glen, a very, very disappointing race at Martinsville. Were you afraid that the bad
yeah.
luck would follow you here to Kansas? Did the thought ever cross your mind tonight that maybe you'd have to retire this car as well?
Well, I wouldn't say the retire the car, but the bad luck, yeah. Like where you do good most of the race, and then you see like what happened at Michigan, where I was in second place in the final corner and got wrecked and finished 13th. Those races change things because if that race didn't go that bad, with different points position, we weren't as bad in the first round, and we could have been, not had to stress as much that round. And then, yeah, like you said, the Glen retired the car last week, game bug, and yeah, like it. I got stuck on the curb, went 7 laps down, and then when caution came out, my game crashed. So yeah, it wasn't ideal to say the least. I was hoping nothing happened tonight, and I'm glad nothing did. And then hopefully, I have my best track next week. So let's hope we can get back into the swing of things and not suck.
Yeah, I mean, 4 drivers are going to be eliminated out of the 8 over the course of these next 3 races. You're sitting at the bottom. I believe you're going to be sitting 7th in points.
Yeah.
How 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 is your approach going to be towards these races? Are you going to try and do your best for points, or are you pretty much winning? You can only win to move on.
I don't think it's win for me. I think it's do as best I can at Charlotte because I know I'm really good at Charlotte. Charlotte Robles survive, and then Texas. I've that's like the only track I've done a crap ton of testing on for in these next gen cars, and I feel pretty comfortable with it. So if it comes down to it, that being the last track, I have confidence that I can win if I need to. Um, Hopefully Ovo, locks himself in early in the round though, so it doesn't have to come down to, that whole ordeal. Or it's me versus Ovo, and it's like, yeah, nah. Because if I'm gonna be honest, if it's me versus Ovo for the final spot, and like we're close in points, I'm not. No, he has a better chance to win the Super Bowl, the championship than I do. So, because as you can see all season, I was the last seed in the playoffs coming in. I scraped my way through because of technicality in the first round. And then this round, I had 2 crap races and 1 decent race. So,
All right, well, congratulations
just,
to the
yeah.
3 of you, and good luck to all of you in the next round of these playoffs.
Yes, sir.
And for everybody else, I hope you all have a great rest of your night. This has been CCDN Days, along with CCDN INF on your broadcast tonight. And we wish you all well, and we will see you next week.